Tonight, on a special edition of Evening, the Seattle entrepreneurs who've developed brand new ways to make life easier for you and your family.
I'm St. Bryan. The average home has $7,000 worth of unwanted stuff. We'll show you a company that will pick it up and sell it for you.
I'm Kim Holcomb with the newest and easiest way to schedule enrichment classes and summer camps for your kids.
It's a new and fun way for girls to fall in love with science. I'm Michael King, and boxes like these are changing the world.
And I'm Jim Dever. Need a sitter or nanny you can trust? A new business promises a talented caregiver is just a text away.
Those stories and more as Evening and Start It Seattle presents Start It Up. Now, here are your hosts, Kim Holcomb and St. Bryan.
Welcome to the show from Galvanize in Pioneer Square.
This may look like one of those co-working spaces that's popping up all over Seattle, but really this is so much more. Galvanize has leased this entire 5-story building in Pioneer Square. While they do rent workspaces to companies and individuals, they also offer high-tech classes and workshops throughout the year.
It's like a campus for entrepreneurs, and you just know that there are a lot of great ideas floating around here and floating throughout the city, and a lot of them begin by people that are identifying a problem and then trying to come up with a solution.
Absolutely. That is how one local entrepreneur came up with a way to battle porch pirates. Michael joins us now with his story. Hey, Michael.
Yeah, porch pirates is an all too familiar term. We do a lot more online shopping nowadays, which leads to more packages by our front doors, which leads to more opportunities for ne'er-do-wells to steal our stuff. That's where this comes in. Oh, I don't think that was for her. Oh no, not the Charlie Brown sweater. Good grief. Here, FedEx drops off a package, then UPS leaves one. But uh-oh, he liked what he saw. Returns. Don't do it. Not worth it. Even the delivery guy. Come on. Somebody's got to do something about this. Now, somebody has.
I was like kind of pissed off. I was like, you know, there's got to be a way. So I, in my head, thought this device existed.
That somebody is Seattle entrepreneur Michael Grabham.
And so I looked up and the thing didn't exist. I'm like, well, I'm going to create the thing.
He and his wife had a large package stolen from their front door. Not anymore, thanks to Package Guard. When a delivery is placed on the device, you get an alert that it has arrived. When the porch pirate ambles by...
So I walk, oh, there's an interesting package, right? Well, for a second they take this off.
Whoa.
Loud alarm.
Mike, how loud is it?
It's as loud as a jackhammer.
100 decibels to be exact.
They're either going to just drop the package and run, or they're going to run. They're not going to run with bigger packages because it's too hard to run. And if they run with a small package, it is what it is, but everyone in the neighborhood sees a guy running down the street with a package in his hand.
He says it's not going to completely stop theft, but we got to start somewhere.
Now we at least have an alarm that says, bad things are happening at my house, someone stole my package.
When you, the rightful owner, want to pick up your package, you simply disable the alarm with the app on your phone. Michael says he probably hasn't thought of everything, but it doesn't go off if a cat steps on it, say. The box does not have to be placed exactly on top, just needs to touch it, and...
Well, why don't they just do this and walk away?
Right.
The minute they do that, it goes off.
And hopefully off they go, this time without your package.
Thank you, Michael. By the way, that entrepreneur, Mike Grabham, is here with us tonight, and he's going to join us a little bit later to teach us how we might be able to start our own businesses.
In the meantime, let's visit another startup that's trying to make our lives easier. Got stuff to sell, but not enough time to deal with the hassle of Craigslist.
Yes.
Consider Stuffhopper.
2, 1.
A couch that has got to go.
This is a West Elm couch, which sell fantastic.
An easel, electronics, a bike. When Sam Larson moved into her new home, she decided to declutter with the help of Stuffhopper.
Listing it myself just seemed like kind of a hassle. I liked that Stuffhopper was just like, they collect everything at once, and it's kind of like more on my schedule. It's like a little bit easier.
You good, Steve?
Stuffhopper picks up items they know they can sell and splits the proceeds 50-50. Adam Dreiblatt is the founding CEO.
Over the last 10 years or so, companies like Amazon have just made it effortless to buy stuff. And we decided to set out with our mission to make it just as easy to sell it.
Stuffhopper hauls the stuff to a warehouse. Here we find furniture, kitchenware, a pair of odd lamps, and lots of space.
Adam, when I heard I was coming to your warehouse, I thought it was just going to be jammed with stuff, and it's practically empty.
Yeah. Well, that's the sign that we're selling things, right?
Years of experience and loads of technology have helped Stuffhopper find the best way to get stuff sold quickly and for good value.
It's a treasure hunt, constantly.
Consider this Ralph Lauren dining set.
Probably cost them $13,000, $14,000. Brand new.
After getting the 400-pound table here,
They couldn't move it. It's huge.
Joe Sefton uses studio lighting to shoot some pics. Next, he'll choose the best online distribution channels to post it.
I'm gonna throw it across the internet, several different selling channels.
We found the set on Craigslist locally for $2,500. On the worldwide home decor site Cherish, the set is listed at $3,300.
A lot of times, before we even pick the item up, we know exactly where it's going to go, we know how it's going to be priced.
Stuffhopper has sold vintage pinball machines, 6-foot knights in shining armor, scooters, lawnmowers, all kinds of stuff.
We want to keep things out of your garage and out of your self-storage unit and out of landfills.
And getting cash for unwanted stuff sounds like a good deal.
So what do you think?
Yeah, it's so empty now. Need something else on this wall.
Okay, she does definitely need to hang something on that wall,
She
but
does.
I want to know, when is Sam going to get her money?
After her stuff sells,
Okay.
usually within 60 days, sometimes as early as 30 days. And you know what we found out is that the average household has $7,000 worth of unwanted stuff. And who doesn't want to trade unwanted stuff for cash?
I would like to do that, and I also like the fact that it's kind of effort-free. Love that. Okay, well, one really popular word in education these days is STEM, which is science, technology, engineering, and math.
Good.
And that is definitely a field that more and more girls are getting into.
Right, and now a local innovator has come up with a way to get girls interested in science. Here's Michael.
You guys are going to be dissecting owl pellets?
It's not every day a girl gets to sort owl regurgitation.
She found a skull.
I want to find one too.
9-year-old Jordan and her 11-year-old sis Hannah are subscribers to StemBox.
Yeah, it looks like a mole skull or a bird.
Once a month, a package arrives with an experiment designed to challenge a 7 to 13-year-old girl. Everything from powering a light bulb with lemons to separating the dye in Kool-Aid to oceanography.
We've done shark boxes where they do everything a shark researcher would do on the boat with a shark on a stuffed toy.
Or they can pick apart that owl's meal, then put it back together.
Mine need a bird.
So I wanted to make something that every month girls would be reminded that they belong in science. You did find a femur, right?
Founder Keena McAllister left her job as a gene therapy researcher to start StemBox.
That's a good looking skull.
She knew she had to stand up for women in science, given her experience with a professor.
He said, "Are you Hispanic?" And I said, "Yes." And then he said, "I know a chica that can help another chica out, but there's no room in my lab." And and it's embarrassing to tell that story, and it's definitely disappointing.
Starting in her apartment in 2014, Keena turned discrimination into inspiration for girls all over the country.
It makes me feel like I'm free. Like, if I want to do it, I'm like, oh, I want to do it, and then I don't finish it. I can just stop whenever I want and then start back like the next day.
Because sometimes we have a busy schedule, and that really helps a lot.
StemBoxes often come with gifts like this E. coli plushie, sometimes with unusual results.
So now their daughter is in love with E. coli and will take her plushie to bed with her.
I think I found a couple vertebrae.
For Keena's STEMinists, science is a girl thing. These Renton sisters say it kind of gives them an advantage.
I would totally try to get my friends to do it because it'll help them learn stuff like being in school, except in a fun way, and
yeah,
you don't
just
have
plain
to do it.
Fun for kids that like science.
And holding the skull.
It's amazing. It's the most rewarding thing.
Thank you, Michael. So each STEM box is $36 or less if you subscribe, and each of the experiments is explained in the video tutorials.
What do you think that skull was that was regurgitated by the owl?
I don't know, but you doing this, I think makes it seem nicer than it actually is when it happens.
I think it was a mouse.
Okay.
Need a sitter or nanny you can trust? A talented caregiver is just a text away. And the easiest way to schedule enrichment classes and summer camps for your kids when Started Up returns.
Welcome back to Start It Up, an evening special produced with Start It Seattle.
Tonight we're focusing our attention on entrepreneurs who have come up with new ways to help families.
Yes, and if you are new to your neighborhood and you are looking for childcare that you can really count on, you're going to want to pay special attention to this next story. Here's Jim.
It's a frustration familiar to any parent, the search for short-term childcare. Entrepreneur and mom Avni Patel Thompson knows the problem well.
We were new to Seattle and we had just had our second daughter, and I needed a sitter for an evening event. I remember just being in this kind of blind panic for this event that we really had to go to, and I couldn't find someone in time.
That panic inspired Poppy, childcare on demand. Parents can simply send a text and a qualified babysitter will show up at their home.
It was really less of a business idea, more just trying to solve my own problems.
Poppy brings this age-old task up to date by focusing on 3 things: vetting providers, matching them to families, and simplifying scheduling.
So he's already eaten, but he's going to need jammies and get ready for bed.
Amy Vig-Jismajian uses it to find care for her son Gavin.
We were new to Seattle when I discovered Poppy, and I pretty quickly realized that with a lot of the other services, I was going to be in charge of interviewing people and running background checks and sort of building my own team. Can I have a kiss? Yeah. Mwah. Have fun with Alexandra, okay? Poppy has been amazing because it has taken that burden off of me. I know that the people who show up have experience and have had background checks run on them, so I don't have to worry about that piece of it.
Poppy babysitters like Alexandra Spencer must have at least 5 years of childcare experience, pass a background check, successfully go through a video interview, and provide multiple references. Once on board, they're trained in CPR and first aid.
I think the vetting by Poppy is one of the most important pieces for me.
This Seattle startup is basically the Uber of childcare.
Poppy works really well for me because it's incredibly flexible schedule-wise.
It does take a village to raise a child.
Should we take it out?
And Poppy gives parents another tool to create that community.
The fact that we're building something that truly parents and families need and use every single week, it's pretty rewarding.
Thank you, Jim. You know how he said that Poppy's like the Uber of childcare?
Yeah.
Well, they also do the ratings thing. So the caregiver and the family each give each other ratings. They're trying to match up who works best for whom.
Interesting. Well, a subscription to Poppy is $8 a month, and caregivers are paid $20 an hour.
Well, we've got childcare covered. How about child enrichment? You know, summer camps, languages, arts, sciences.
Yep, we all need information on that. And a
We do.
local mom has figured out a way to make it easier on parents.
Scheduling kids' extracurricular activities is anything but child's play for busy parents. Helen Wang, a mother of 2 who has a PhD in computer science, wanted to take the tedium out of the task of finding camps for her boys. So she quit her high-salary job at Microsoft and developed 6 Crickets.
Families can finally find where all these after-school classes are. All at one page.
With her website, you don't have to hunt and peck online to sign the kids up for that ping pong camp, coding class, or theater production.
You can come to 6crickets.com, and at one website, you can find and book camps and classes. It's very simple.
Here's how it works. Say you want to find camps over winter break for your 2 kids.
I enter their ages, 7 years old and 9 years old. I simply click on Discover Camps. I'll see what's offered here. Here is a programming camp that could be pretty interesting for my children.
Parents really love our service because we save them tons of time. Parents say, wow, bless you.
The site is also a game changer for places like Sponge, a language immersion school that benefits from the streamlined scheduling and full classes 6 Cricket brings.
It is easy for the parents and for the PTSAs at schools to have a one-stop shop and do all their after-school programs through 6 Crickets, and that has helped us.
Wang often describes 6 Crickets as her 3rd child.
Almost like a baby to me, and raising this baby takes a lot of effort.
An innovation that turns everyone into a happy camper.
Thank you. Gracias. De nada. And one of the best parts of Six Crickets, it is entirely free. The website makes its money by taking a small cut of the cost of the classes and camps and all that good stuff.
They're pretty much handling just Seattle and the east side right now, but I wouldn't be surprised if these services expand.
Yeah, for sure.
Got your own idea for a startup? Find out why you're in good company when Start It Up returns.
Welcome back to Start It Up from Galvanize in Pioneer Square.
I love this show because we've been meeting so many entrepreneurs who have come up with ways to make all of our lives easier.
Right, now this is the point where maybe you have an idea to maybe a solution to a big problem and you're wondering how are you going to make your dreams come true? Well, here in Seattle, you're in great company.
Amazon, Microsoft, Expedia, Redfin, and Zillow. They all began with a founder's dream and a great leap into the unknown. At Seattle Startup Week, rooms full of new dreamers gather, 4,500 of them, looking for like-minded souls. Among them, Christina Sear, who's traded a Microsoft job to sell a build-your-own circular phone kit.
To work for yourself, you kind of have to be scrappy. So you really need to get in there with some grit and tenacity because it's lonely.
At Microsoft, Christina worked in teams, constantly bouncing ideas off each other, letting other teams handle things like marketing. Now, she's practically on her own.
I have degrees in physics, biochemistry, engineering, but I don't have an MBA.
90% of all startups fail. But at Seattle Startup Week, Christina can learn ways to reduce risk and maximize the chances of success from a community of entrepreneurs like herself.
Some of the mistakes we've already made, other people don't have to duplicate.
Here is where a lot of people say Seattle is different from Silicon Valley. Christina can actually find people willing to help.
To be able to talk to someone who has brought it to fruition and who has been successful or even who has failed and learned from those mistakes, I mean, that is priceless.
I wanted to be the main player, so that's why I went into doing what I'm doing now.
Brian Martin owns Brand Animate, which makes cartoons that help explain products for companies. You may have seen his Perry Penguin spot for King County Metro. Brian works at the co-working space Impact Hub, where he's surrounded by other entrepreneurs year-round.
Impact Hub is a great place to be because there's so many people doing exactly what I'm doing, that is trying something absolutely new.
There's no sure thing in the startup world, but you don't always have to feel like you're going it alone.
You learn more from the mistakes than you learn from the successes, regretfully, but you're always in a state of learning in the startup environment.
So there are events year-round linking up wannabe entrepreneurs with people who have already done it all.
Yeah, we're actually going to talk to one of them in just a minute. Serial entrepreneur Mike Grabham is going to give us some insider tips to help you start your own business. Welcome back to our special Start It Up, everyone, where we have met lots of entrepreneurs who saw a problem, came up with a solution, like Mike Grabham, who you met earlier in the show.
Right, you may remember him. He is the inventor of the package guard. We've asked him to join us now because we need some tips. Some of us might have some ideas, and we'd like to make our dreams come true too, Michael.
Yeah, so what's the very first thing that you tell someone when they say they have an idea? What do they need to do?
Well, first thing is you're not alone. There's lots of places, lots of resources you can find information, meet people. So like Galvanize, it's a great co-working space. It's really a learning community for technology. I mean, you meet entrepreneurs, you're inspired by entrepreneurs, and you can even learn to code here.
Wow.
It's a great place to be. So that's really the first thing, is understanding how to get in this community and how to meet other people.
Right, because some people might be good at something that you're not good at, but you need them for your business, right?
Absolutely. Always happens. No one's good at everything. If you're good at design, I'm good at business, we want to partner up. If you're not good at business, then you need somebody to help you through that.
Right.
And that's true with everyone. So everyone's in the same boat. It's not like you're the only one in that situation.
Interesting.
There's sort of a collegial feel here that I'm picking up, a vibe here in Seattle that maybe I don't see happening in other parts of the country.
That's the great thing about Seattle, is they're very helpful. So when you need help, you can actually just call people, email people, and say, hey, I need some help. Do you have 15 minutes? It happens all the time.
Okay, so how do you figure out where all of the resources are that you can access here in Seattle?
Well, there's lots of resources. There's literally meetups and meetings every single night of the week, like New Tech Seattle, Startup Grind, an event called Appy Hour. It's if you have an app idea, Saint, I'm sure you have an app idea.
I might.
Go to Appy Hour.
So is there an online resource that you can use?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, you can go to Start at Seattle's Facebook page, and you have all things startup, all types of information there. That's a great place to start.
Okay,
Hey,
awesome.
Mike, thanks so much for doing this special with us. It's a lot of fun, and I'm kind of inspired.
I know. We hope you are too. Thank you so much for watching. Good night, everybody. Okay, you have to tell him your idea now.
I have an idea for an app. It's just, well, every time I walk into a room, I feel like there should be a trumpet fanfare. And I think if there's a little app that I could just hit a button and...
Okay, you're not a complete stranger, but you can tell him if that's a good idea or a bad idea.
I don't know that's such a good idea.
I think it might have been done like 1,000 times.
Is that why?
Yeah,
Okay.
probably.